Dad, why don't you start at the very beginning? Tell us the story and the history of the company from when you and Karen were very little.
Okay, I'll be glad to, Todd. It's a great story. It's an American dream. It's only possible in America. Late 1956, my dad and Jeff's dad and Karen and Lauren's dad were talking about going into business with each other. And they were in the moving business with our grandfather, Thomas Irvin, who had a Bluff City agency at that time, both working there. And they decided that they were going to branch out on their own and leave the family business.
It was so controversial for two daughters to have their husbands break away from the family business and go out on their own.
They were 29 and 27. They did not have any money. Neither family had any money. And the down payment was $6,000, and banks would not loan it to them. So they went about getting the money from different individuals, some people from their church, their neighbors, but between the two of them, they came up with $6,000 and made the down payment. Started that business in January of 1957. I can remember, and Karen will remember, that in the early years, we rarely saw our dads. They were gone when we got up, and we probably were in bed before they got home. So it was sacrifice, it was commitment, it was blood and guts, it was, like the Old West.
Its sacrifice has been a big part of our success, and I feel obligated as third generation. There's nothing, you said it early on, there'll be nothing that's given to you, but you've got to make it happen.
And I think you can carry that sacrifice to our partners too, because our equity partners out in the other cities have that same commitment, that same level of sacrifice, and without their sacrifices over the years, we wouldn't be where we are today either. I know when they went up to United, they had to get approval to be an agent, and they were interviewed by the board at that time. And I remember asking them multiple questions, but one of the questions had to do with a success and what their goals were and aspirations. And my dad said it was to be the number 1 agent for United. And that happened in 1984?
1984, yeah, that's a great story, Karen. And you can imagine appearing before the Unigroup board, two guys that didn't have $6,000, and sit there and tell the board that one day they're going to be the largest agent. And it came true.
It did. Santini, I believe, was the largest then. The Santini brothers, which were famous New York company that you had heard of and had a long history in the moving and storage business. So to go before the Santinis and the board at that time, I think it took a lot of courage for our dads to have those lofty goals that they, did reach.
But they worked hard for many, many years and grew the business from absolutely nothing. When they purchased the business, we were in a rundown warehouse. There were 2 trucks and 2 employees. So that is where Armstrong was born. I can remember going down to the warehouse with them on Saturday. It was downtown Memphis, 816 Kentucky Street, and that's where it all started. Tremendous dedication, always tried to treat people right. I think that was a great start. Took care of customers. Really lost very few customers over a long time, because if something did happen, it was always fixed immediately, as what we've tried to do over the next 6+ decades.